Warning, the following podcast has been approved for free thinkers. If you are not that type of individual, this listen may be difficult. Enjoy.
All right. Welcome to the Fresh Juice Podcast. Got your boy Kayvon or Juice, whatever you want to call him.
Trav Marquee, first episode.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for being here, buddy.
No problem, man.
I appreciate you. All right. So first on my list, I got. First I shouldn't just do it like that. We had a conversation on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
And during that conversation, this is where I got the idea for us to do this episode so fast. It's a little echo, I think, but I think we're straight. I think. Yeah. So, the Facebook post was about being on the cusp of a shift, or and also not squandering opportunities. Once that shift occurs. I'm gonna pull the actual post up, but I want you to talk about however you feel about that. While I look for it.
Yeah. Just in light of all the stuff going on with George Floyd, and it was a tragic situation. Definitely a murder that took place on camera, and I think that touched a lot of people.
Sir?
I think it touched a lot of people, all demographics, all races. Mm-hmm. But I also understand how these situations turn out and how they have turned out in the past based on how we react to them.
Talk about that.
I think people. I know you said opportunity. I think an opportunity is it has to be looked at in terms of what's the opportunity? You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Because right now we seeing this all out anarchy, and I think that go ahead.
No, I was gonna ask. So, do you think the majority want the anarchy, or do you think the majority want justice?
I think majority people want justice for sure, unequivocally. But it's always that small group of people, and
they confident so they can be the loudest sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm with you. I'm already know. Exactly. Listen, man, I already know. Like when people don't think for themselves, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hey, stand for something before anything.
That's a deep rabbit hole. I mean, a lot of the stuff that's going on. I mean, it's just my perspective, but a lot of the stuff that's going on is. Black man got to understand that his life is being exploited because you got 10 other groups involved in this man's death, turning it and manipulating it for their own benefit.
Right.
You got the LGBTQ, you got the Black Lives Matter,
right.
And I'm gonna get on Black Lives Matter in a minute, and then you got the people that are just anti-Trump. You got the people that are just anti-capitalism.
Right.
You got socialists. You got just pure Marxist. You know what I'm saying? It's a culmination of just different
people with their own
agendas. Exactly.
Talk about it.
Exactly.
So I mean, we can start with Black Lives Matter because I'm like, it's the first episode. You know? Yeah. So we'll I'll say I don't like the way as the black community. We listen to the internet so much, right? And we follow along with, okay, this meme is popping, this, that, the third. This is what the majority is going with. So let me be here to be safe and keep my black card. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. As black people, we kind of trying to keep our black card. That's kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? But so Black Lives Matter specifically, how you feel about it?
So when Black Lives Matter first started, it was about 2014, 2015, and I was definitely at the height of I was a Marxist myself at that time. You know what I'm saying? I was a person who was definitely for social change in a way that was almost like destroy to rebuild. And that came, but I had to even understand back then that I didn't have the full scope and perspective and maturity to understand what I was really witnessing. And this is what people fail to realize is that when you do things, it's not always a solution. But it's a trade-off, which is what happens with a lot of this. But with Black Lives Matter, it was just a slogan when it started. I bought a Black Lives Matter shirt.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I bought one in LA when I was out there off of Crenshaw. It was right by Nipsey's store, and some dude was selling them outside. Me and the homies pulled up. I bought one for like $10.
Okay.
Loved the shirt. It was my favorite shirt. You know, but then the movement got hijacked. So now Black Lives Matters is just a quote.
Yeah.
But there's somebody else behind it that's funding it.
Yeah, I definitely feel you. It feel a little panderish coming from a lot of people, don't it? Like you see panderish. It, and it's like
it's too mainstream.
It's just like I think they said on Breakfast Club. It went from white people saying, "Oh, I got a black friend," to "Oh, I'm an ally." You know what I'm saying? Black Lives Matter, and so you can just say that, but not really show it in your actions. Which one thing, because I feel like it's a lot of positive black things positive things happening for black people coming from these protests. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really do. But I also think the way that people just, you know what I mean, adding on to the banner or getting under the banner, I should say, like, I don't know if we bringing in all of our own under this banner. You know what I'm saying? We might be bringing in people, like you said, that just want to mooch off.
Yeah, I mean, I think even at a foundational level, like, we got to understand black ain't a race. Black ain't a race. It's just the problem that we have is black people don't have a culture. You know what I'm saying? We don't have a culture. So we don't have, black ain't a race, white ain't a race, but since black and white are always being talked about, they playing off of each other. It's like playing, it's the checkerboard, black versus white. Like, it's always going to be that. That's why that picture is so revelatory that people's like, wow, that really is racism. Yeah. The white man's knee is on the black man's neck. Right. He's helpless. You know what I'm saying? That it's a symbolic picture. And so when we talk about movements like Black Lives Matter, protesting and all of that is never going to fix the root problem that black people have. So whatever positive comes out of it, it's really going to be a trade-off. And who's going to directly benefit from this movement? It's going to be a lot of attention. It's a lot of social media attention right now. But what are the real trade-offs that are going to come from this? And whatever solutions that we're looking for to actually cure the problem in the black community, it's not going to come from a third party. It's not going to come from protest. It's not going to come from government. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, none of that.
I do. And so what I think the problem is people aren't clear on what they're protesting for, right? So, well, the four is kind of clear, right? It's George Floyd, it's Black Lives Matter,
that's the overarching thing.
Right. And then it's Breonna Taylor, right? Is it Taylor? Okay. Breonna Taylor, I believe, and Ahmaud Arbery. So these are the big three that we're focusing on right now, right? So what I would say to rebuttal about, protests not helping, at least, the other four officers, I don't think would have got arrested without, the protest. I don't think, what else happened? They're looking into Breonna Taylor's case again because of the right, you know what I mean? So things are happening, but like you said, it feels a little trade-off-ish. But I think this isn't the time to get a little win, get a little inch, and then give up like we always do. Like, okay, we got Obama, let's go to sleep till we get Trump, and we got to, all of a sudden wake up again. You feel me? And so I feel like we can't unapply the pressure until everything that we say we want, we get. And what I mean is, okay, a reparations conversation has to come out of this. If it doesn't, this was off or not. Do you feel me? You know what I'm saying? And I don't know how you feel about reparations. We can definitely get into that right now. Yeah, so,
No, you make some good points, especially with the Obama, how black people kind of been asleep through through whatever politicians that was supposed to quote unquote save us.
True.
And the politics never gonna save us. It never has. I mean,
organization.
For number one, bro, change starts in the home.
True.
And it starts with a proper culture. And it starts with a nuclear family. And it starts with fathers and mothers raising healthy families
together.
And that's how other communities have grown. That's what all the statistics show across the board, across the world. Right. Only 6% of black families that are maybe not exactly 6% now, but less than 10% of black families that have two married parents in the household are in poverty.
Man.
So Poverty is the root cause. Lack of male leadership in the community is the root cause. So even with the Breonna Taylor, the Ahmaud Arbery, and the George Floyd thing, what's going to happen is we're going to get some symbolic victories, but the root problem is still there. So, but and the thing with the Ahmaud Arbery thing is that a lot of people jump the gun and they don't understand it's truly what's going to come out of this. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And what we saw with Ahmaud Arbery, because we're not always given the full scope of the story, we saw one small clip of what happened.
True.
And what tends to happen is we overreact to a lot of things, and then we don't get the result we want. Like people calling for first-degree murder for the guy that killed Floyd. It's a nice gesture, but the reality is that
it's a hard case to fight.
It's a hard case to beat, and if he doesn't, and if he doesn't get first-degree murder, he's gonna walk. And
so I believe they changed it to second for him. I don't know what they gave the other officers, but they did change it to second for him. So I'm like, I was cool with that because I 100% agree with you. It's gonna be hard to ever get a first-degree charge on a cop unless it's some dude he been warring with, like, oh, he been taking this guy's gang down and then he just killed him while he walking. That's the only first degree charge you can get. So I 100% agree. Now the Ahmaud Arbery case, the last podcast I recorded, the people to hear that sometime in the future, that's exactly what most of it was about. And I was saying, you know, somewhere around the lines of, yeah, we do got to see the rest of the video, but I also was feeling that that's one thing where we gotta say to each other, black men, don't go around neighborhoods that ain't yours without something on you. You know what I'm saying? And so nobody understood that when I said it last time, but
don't be going around another neighborhood scoping out by the steal, which is what he looked like he was doing.
And maybe I disagree with that. I do disagree that he was stealing because he didn't steal. He didn't steal, no matter how he looked. What I do know, I just found that out from this situation. I'm glad you said that. I guess people, when a home is being built, people go up through the house and look through it all the time. I guess that's a normal thing that happens. I had no idea. But I did have a shout out to my weed man up at KZoo. I ain't gonna expose him. White guy, like my homie though. And he has a brand new house. And the way he got it, he saw people working on it. He just walked through it, and found somebody and talked to him. Yeah, so that's how it happens. I didn't know that, and I don't know. But what I was getting to about, we did only see a piece of the video. But did you hear about how the rest of the videos are coming out now?
Yeah, I'm hearing little pieces and piece by piece. And it's bad. I heard that and let me say something about the stealing thing. That's what the alleged. That's what.
Right. That's
so like the whole point is about when you in a situation, like you got to understand situational awareness. Like you know,
facts.
When if you out jogging and you ain't got on no jogging gear and you running in a white neighborhood and you ain't got nothing on you, you asking for trouble, and even though it was in the middle of the day, which is crazy, and you talking to and what I have to tell people constantly, man, is like, I don't think nobody I know has had more run-ins with authorities than I have. You know what I'm saying? Like I've had, like, I can count on both hands. Unless you just a career criminal, like I've been to jail 5 times. Like I've been, bro. Like I've been in Allen Park and I was riding my bike and going to the gym during the daytime, get some exercise, and I had 4 squad cars pull me over in the alley. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So like that's crazy, right? But like when I come from this perspective, I have to tell people, like, I got a lot of experience with this. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of it, the shit ain't justified. So I try to see it from both sides. The Ahmaud Arbery thing, though, the Ahmaud Arbery thing is crazy. I mean, if it's a race thing, that's what it is.
What we found out, so I think this is one time. I think we're gonna get into it again, where and we'll talk about it. That I felt like a time where people jumped the gun and overreacted, and they did. But with this, no, I'm not this. No, I'm saying, I'm saying a different situation. I'm saying I'm gonna touch on that next. But the reason I feel like the overreaction was justified in the Ahmaud Arbery case, for everybody that doesn't know, the new videos that are coming out, I guess like multiple people were chasing him. So that's why when we see the video and he looks like he's just it looked like he's still on his job and then come and get into an altercation. I guess he was running from these people. Like, they hunted him down. Like, they locked the gate so he couldn't get out that way. He had to run down the trail. Like, they hunted him. You feel me? So that's why there's a person filming it, because they were chasing him. Like, they wanted issues. And so,
which is interesting, because I was wondering, I was like, that's another thing. I was like, somebody chasing them with a camera, so there's got to be some more stuff coming out.
Exactly.
But the point is, I didn't jump the gun on it. I have to always make sure I wait for what's gonna wait for other things to come out. You know what I'm saying? Because
I definitely hear you. Pawns go first, right?
Pawns go first. You know what I'm saying?
Magneto. I just seen the scene. That's crazy.
Exactly.
Yep. And I'm with you. In the last thing, he stood over his body at the end and said,
said the N-word or something.
Yeah, fucking, whatever. You know, I'm like.
But let me even ask you that. Even with these cases, these are terrible things that's happened, and you know, these are terrible cases for black men. But the reality is that these are singular incidents that are being propped up by the media.
I do agree with that. I do think
every single day, like, and I'm not gonna use the black on black crime metric, but every single day you got terrorists running around your own neighborhood that people ain't telling on. So this is a big ass. All of this shit is a big ass scapegoat. So because Ahmaud Arbery, those two guys weren't even police officers. One guy might have. I think he was a retired police officer, but he wasn't an active duty cop. So this ain't about law enforcement. It's about black versus white. You feel me? At least in that situation. Now,
and people did think he was an officer, so that's why it started as quote unquote police brutality. And also, I don't know. I do think that's still law enforcement against black people, because do you know, like, the video came out months after it happened, right?
Yeah. And
so
they hid it and all that.
Exactly. Right? So that's where I knew the dude that was filming. I'm like, you can't just be a person that was filming, because why didn't you just turn the video in? Right. And also, they showed the video to, I want to say, either the head attorney or the head officer. I can't, like, I don't want to be wrong, so I'm just not gonna say.
I heard about that. Yeah.
Right, and they saw it, and they let both of them go home and sleep in their bed that night. You see what I'm saying? So the retroactive arrest and everything was because of the video. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like without the video, there would be zero justice at all, and that would just have gone, you know what I mean?
I did see that too. I did see that too. And it's so much shit going on. Like I don't get to dive deep enough into every subject, so that's why I don't speak on certain stuff until I do. But I've been hearing bits and pieces about this story coming out, so I didn't jump the gun one way or the other. But for me, even with these situations, it's like these are still
isolated incidents.
I'm not saying racism is not a problem.
I know exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But these are 3 isolated incidents, and how do we know that everybody that's involved is in for the right reason? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
How do we know people ain't just out here because they've been at home for 4 months?
Right.
Tripping. I mean, that's more than likely what the reason
is. And I think that's exactly. It's been other riots. It's been other times to protest.
But for shit to pop off like this time,
it's because people frustrated. People out of jobs. I myself, I'll let y'all know now, I'm extremely frustrated. This right here, having this conversation, is the best I done felt in weeks, cuz I lost my car. The police took my car. This was in December, right? Right after that, like, you talk about the crime in our own neighborhoods. My friend took me and Crawford. Kid, like, in a horrifying way. I'm not even gonna extend it further, but rest in peace to me and Crawford. I love you forever. And so I felt that way too.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Exactly. And so I felt that way too. And then fast forward, I got fired from my job for getting into it with my boss, right? More black on black crime? Nah, I'll be fine. But so, and then I found a new job, getting it together. 2 months in, you know, that's when you first get your real check that you ain't got to put on bills or pay people back with. You feel me? I get that check, and Corona happened. I lose my job again.
Right.
And so, since I've been off work, the unemployment process has been some bullshit. Clearly,
niggas been scamming unemployment.
Let me tell you something. I blame the niggas scamming. And I also blame the people giving out the money, because I understand that they weren't ready for a pandemic, so they didn't know they was gonna have to, give out 40% of the country. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not something you can predict.
Yeah.
But if you just giving out large 8,000 whatever lump sums, you should keep a little better eye on that. I know they dropped me $3,400 in my Cash App for basically 2 months of back pay from my unemployment. Because it was dropped in my Cash App the same week that everybody had the unemployment scam, I actually turned down doing the scam 2 days before I received my money. I turned it down. No, bro, I don't really mess with that. I don't want to explain nothing to the police. I'm telling him they gonna do a lawsuit behind this. They gonna audit people behind this. They gonna find that money. So I'm cool. 2 days later, my money comes. 2 more days, my money gets locked because of everything with Cash App.
Yeah.
So now I got a couple $1,000s that I can't get to, and the government asking me to verify my information for them yet again to get the next amount of money.
Yeah.
So I'm once again, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's crazy because it's like it's sometimes it's the baser level of the society that trickle down to everybody else, and that's why it's important that we make the right decisions. Because with a few people that scamming doing, they holding up they scamming money now. People frustrated and can't get money now.
100% agree.
Now people ready to riot and tear up everything.
Yeah,
Man, I'm not saying that the riot. I'm not saying the protest is no problem. Like,
that's what we're getting to, of course. But people are angry, so it's gonna be worse.
So it's gonna be way worse.
It was a protest that my friend Cindy, I went to school with. I ain't gonna say she's my friend. We friends on Facebook, but shout out to her. She organized the one out here, the one in Lincoln Park. That was dope. They didn't do anything. Yeah. The most powerful thing I think they did. A lot of the protests, I don't know if you've seen it, they're laying down on the ground for 8 minutes and 40 seconds with their hands behind their back. So if you can do that, I feel like black, white, whoever, if you can do that, it really brings into your mind how long 8 minutes and 46 seconds is to have a knee in your neck.
That
like, that's murder. It was straight murder.
Yeah, that video was that was heinous shit, man. Like that shit shut me up for sure.
I couldn't watch the whole thing. I watched like a minute. I didn't know it was 9 minutes because I only watched a minute. I couldn't fathom it being that long. I've never heard of this. And so, one thing, are you in any of the conspiracies about this stuff? I feel like this is a good part to come in.
I was just we on the same shit. I mean,
talk to me.
I think nowadays most shit would have called conspiracies 10 years ago can't even a conspiracy no more.
Facts.
It's a lot of the shit is right out in the open now. Like,
deep state is exposed.
Like we just saw like the day everybody did the blackout. Hillary Clinton went to court.
Oh my God! Thank you, cuz I ain't even write that down.
That shit ain't even on the news.
It ain't about them right now, but that's the problem. That's what it should be about. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I didn't vote last time, but that's because I'm registered out here. I was in Kalamazoo. Yeah. I literally couldn't get out here. So if I would have had the opportunity, I still don't know what would have happened. I probably would have wrote somebody in on some dumb shit, to be honest.
Right. Because
that's the type of person I am. When you give me the lesser of two evils, if I have an option to not participate, I'm just not gonna,
Right.
And so, as much as people, already had hate for Trump and things like that, I understood that maybe a reality star shouldn't be the president of America, but at the same time, America puts celebrity over everything. You feel me? He might have been perfect. I didn't know, so I couldn't see. As you know, growing up black, we're married to the Democratic Party. It's like Christianity or something. You know what I'm saying? We come up right with it. You feel me? So I feel like when I was looking into that, I really started to grow my disgust for the political process in this country. Like, when Pizzagate dropped, I'm the type of person, I obsess over things. I read a lot of them emails.
That shit was very clearly.
That shit was sick, homie.
Sick, bro.
That was the sickest shit I've probably seen that is proven to this day, probably. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen videos of allegedly Hillary Clinton herself doing some crazy shit. You feel me? And another one just came out the other day. So I'm like,
wow, of Hillary?
Torturing kids, type shit. Like, real, and so...
Yeah, I mean, this is such a rabbit hole, bro. Yep. Like, Jeffrey Epstein and shit. But, like, man, all I'm saying... Look, I'm going to say this. A lot of people... A lot of people, a lot of people hate Donald Trump. I've grown to like Donald Trump I've grown to like more things about his policies and shit than I dislike. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a very dangerous thing to say socially because people so quick to make things binary. Like, oh, you like Donald Trump, then you must hate Mexicans and you hate this and hate that. It's like, no, I just like some of the stuff. I like what he represents in terms of his mentality and his masculinity is good for the country. You know what I'm saying?
And so, yeah, I'm about to say, just touch on exactly what you like about him, because this is another reason I wanted to bring you on. Like, I have my own positive and negative feelings about Trump, but that's because I look at him as a human. I don't look at him like the fire-breathing dragon everybody else does. You feel me? I know that that's a man that bleed like me, so I look at every single thing he does individually rather than saying, okay, he's a bad human, so whatever he does or says, it has to be bad. That's just as insane as thinking everything he does is good. Exactly. So I want you to say a couple of things that you literally see about him that, you know, or it, like whether it's policies, mannerisms, whatever, like, what is it?
Yeah, I think, so he's polar opposite from Obama. He's not a politician. Barack Obama's a great politician. He's great at rhetoric. He looks great. His family great. They carried themselves great. It was all symbolic. He didn't do much for us. You know what I'm saying? And I don't ever.
But he smiled while he did.
He smiled while he did.
And he gave us some phones. I do remember the Obama phones.
He gave us the Obama phones, right? And that's not the.
I'm with you, cuz I'm just to make you a little more comfortable. I feel the same way about Obama. I hate to say it, because I get the coon word from so many people for so many reasons all the time. When all I'm about is blackness and the progression of black people, whatever. When you want to do better, you can't think for yourself, because don't do that.
It's a hive mind, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's a hive mind.
Yes, sir.
People slagged out to the Democratic Party because they voting like their mama, they ground. Because the black community don't have men in the home for the most part, so you get a lot of emotional, symbolic voting and slave cult democratic worship that comes from really nothing. Nothing that's been done through policy that's helped us out. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing practical.
Right. Most policies that have hurt. Always hurt. Like by the time the policy comes, it's like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Martin Luther King done integrated his people into a burning building. You feel me?
Burning building, exactly. Yeah. Like so, all of these programs the government want to tinker with. The problem is that what happened with the Democrat Party is they tinkered a lot with black people and with society as a whole. They wanted to add in a lot of programs to see if it worked, but and they said, well, this is the solution.
They experimented on it. I ain't gonna lie, man.
They experimented.
I'm so glad we family, man, because you think about as much like me as, you know what I'm saying, anybody. I feel that same way when I look at people that kind of fetishize black people or look at them for whatever we got instead of just looking at us like other humans, and they say like, oh, he can run fast or he can. It's like, you the type of motherfucker that would have operated on a Tuskegee Airman. You know what I'm saying? You one of those. You want to get deep. Yeah, you want to cut my head open and see what's going on. Right. Chill out. You feel me?
Bro, there's an obsession with black man energy. That's why I be trying to tell people about this George Floyd shit. The black man energy being exploited once again for the use of other groups. It's his energy they can't match. You know what I'm saying?
And so the reason I said what I said with the post, and I ain't got to read the post because I said pretty much what it meant. I want the black people that are, you know, really into it and really want to learn, really want to move forward as a people. I want us to continue pushing for what's right rather than, you know what I'm saying, exactly. Like just not doing anything because those people are, you know what I'm saying, doing whatever. I really do feel like we still gotta, you know, press for, you know, things, and we gotta put back together groups. Go ahead.
I agree with you. I think we gotta. I think one thing this COVID-19 showed us is that we do got to keep our foot on the governor's neck. The government's neck, because they work for us.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
They work for us.
We don't work for them. That's all. That's why people don't think on a 3D level. They want to. They playing the black white shit out so much that when they saw the people up in Lansing go up with the guns, black people initial thought was like, oh, but if that was black people, we would have gotten killed and shot.
It's all macro, no micro.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, well, what you have to understand is they went up organized with AK-47s. It was a symbolic statement to the governor to say that you don't have that much control like you do over us. You work for us. Like, you're not going to tell us to stay at home until at your beck and call and at your whim. He said, because this is a free country, we got constitutional rights.
And we want people thinking like that. We don't want people that just go along with everything the government say. Because once
you're going to turn into China. That's what's going to happen.
And I see it happening, because you know what's
slowly.
crazy? You feel? And so it's the one thing about a capitalist economy. You gotta have confidence in order for it to work.
Well, the marketplace knows more than anybody. Like this, people gotta humble themselves to the marketplace. It's people that's out here that are intellectuals. They super smart. They go to Harvard. They go get degrees and shit like that, and they think they can tinker with everything. They think they know everything about everything.
Right.
The marketplace knows more than we know. Like people pay money for shit they want.
Right.
So when people think that people are rich because they took from somebody, it's not necessarily the case. People just pay money for the shit they want. Now, are there some loopholes monopolizing certain businesses? Absolutely. There's always going to be that. Right. But at the end of the day, look at the country. The poverty line is $34,000. Where else in the world is that the case? Where else in the time of history has that been the case? We are far better off than our ancestors ever been.
You right. You 100% right, cuz. And I'm glad you here to help me say it, because I can't just say that because I haven't tried to put together like that. But you said it very eloquently, because across the board, we're in a much better time. It just is. And so when
life
people
is very easy right now.
Talk about probably too easy. As obese as I am, this shouldn't be possible. You know what I'm saying? It's only impossible here. You feel?
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
And so you feel, and I'm just being honest. These are real honest things that I feel like we gotta start, looking at. And so it pains me when people say, "Oh, no progress has been made." We can't say no. We can't say no. There's been a bunch, and I admit there's a bunch of power that they still trying to hold in certain places, and it's stuff we gotta work out. 100%, I'm with us. But to say that everything Martin Luther King did was for naught, or before that everything that Marcus Garvey did was for naught, or before that, that's foolish. It's foolish, and it's really. You're only saying it, again, like you say, coming from a place of emotion, because you just want people to say, well, yeah, nothing changed. But the problem is, and this is what I try to tell people, when you do stuff like that, it's disingenuous. Yeah. So once you say, oh, nothing changed for black people, this country exactly the same, ain't nothing changed. Now the white people that was on the fence probably looking at you like,
yeah, you being too extreme.
Yeah, you're kind of lying. You're just disingenuous is just the word for that situation.
This is why. And look, man, it's a complicated situation. It's nuanced, bro. Like
very nuanced.
People are power hungry. Every individual craves power. Power is what pushes the world forward. Hierarchy is what pushes the world forward. You get girls, niggas get girls because they buff and they got a lot of money. Everybody aspires for that. Everybody can't have that. How do I turn that tide? I can't be buff and have a lot of money. Well, I don't know. I can topple the system for the people at the top, kick the game over and see where all the shit lays, and then I'm going to go get the same thing they have, except not play their game.
Start doing it. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, in the core of everybody, there's malevolence, which is a deep evil, and then there's everybody wants power. So this is a power play across the board. And who's going to come out with the power after all this is done was my entire point on your post. Because it's not going to be it's probably not going to be black people. What's going to happen is the power people are virtue signaling right now. So they're acting like this is all to take down the white male patriarchy. This is all to take down Donald Trump. People hate Donald Trump. They hate what he represents. He represents the old white male patriarchy. His energy, he's masculine. This country doesn't like masculinity. It don't like manhood. This country wants women to run shit. Like, that's true. And that's what these groups are pushing for. What's happening is Marxism. You get what I'm saying? They want to take down the capitalist system, because in their minds there's a better system that can be worked in, even though they don't know what it is and they have no proof of what it could be.
Cryptocurrency.
Exactly.
they're cryptocurrencying the world. Listen, I had a dude in an Uber. I went from thinking this dude was one of the smartest people I ever met to one of the dumbest before in a car ride.
Same car ride.
I get in, he talking to me, and people that are on different cryptocurrencies that's like not Bitcoin and the big ones, like the little individual ones that groups start, they be real sneaky about sneaking it in. So we having this financial conversation. I tell him I went to school for marketing and things like that. Somehow we get to money. He like, yeah, you ever heard of stuff like that? I'm like, cryptocurrency? He like, yeah. So and now all of a sudden he part of a group. Hey, I got this card. Call me. And we can. And so I just asked him, man, I do like cryptocurrency. I bought $2 worth of it off of actually $1 off of Cash App, and it's $2 now. You know what I'm saying? Like or however it went. But like I'm like, yeah, I bought a little piece, but you know, I don't know how it works. I just asked him to explain to me how it works.
And this nigga probably went down
10,000 circles, and we ain't even past the stop. You feel me? Like I was like, okay, but like you be cool how you be cool when I got out the car. You feel me?
You know, look, like the thing. My thing with this is like, there's people that want to take down this government. This government has some injustices. We got some problems with the police, but people gotta understand what the police is. The police is just here to tax. They tax. They here to tax us and give money to the government. That's
they
what
also started as slave catchers.
That's and even that. But like they work for the government. They're here to make money for the government. So like when they come in, they gonna attack the people that are more likely to be criminals, so that they can send them to prison, the prison industrial complex, and make money off of them. Because at the end of the day, you a slave to the government because you got a social security number.
And the last thing I want to touch about this topic, because it didn't take about half the show, I honestly think where all of this starts is prison reform. If we made prison a more humane place, dare I say, you know, and maybe what max security, we can talk about the difference. You know what I'm saying? But for most people, if you're just selling something, if you're just doing something trying to get by and you get caught up, I think we should work on programs rehabilitating people like we're supposed to, rather than just locking people up as they age away and turn into animals mentally. You know what I'm saying?
I disagree with you on that. I think that if you want to eliminate, that's what I'm saying about trade-offs. Like, you want to eliminate crime. Do you want to eliminate crime, or do you want to rehab people? The thought of rehabbing people, because it's not a guarantee that rehabbing people is going to work, because people are kind of who they are. Some people could come out differently, but to say that everybody who's selling drugs is selling drugs because they don't have, that's just not true. Some people just don't want to work.
100%. I'm not saying everybody. I was saying for the people that do. I was saying for the guy that,
it's not going to
be
what's the process for that, right? How do we figure out who's doing it for this reason, who's doing it for this reason? Most niggas that selling drugs.
Of course, yeah. Everybody would lie if they had got to be and talk to about that reason. But that's why I'm saying, I don't know. I just don't think
when you address criminality, do you want to get rid of crime? If you want to get rid of crime, you got to lock up more people. That'll cut crime, and then that's when people come in with policies like stop and frisk, shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
I think when there's so much gain to be made off of prison, I think that's when people are incentivized to make sure people get led there. Exactly. So that's just how, you know. And so I'm like, okay, we agree in there. I get exactly what you're saying. I'm just making sure that's we agree.
I think the issue the major issue black people have, the black community has, is a lack of accountability. The black man is not accountable because he's being led by his mother. The women are not accountable by nature. Men are leaders and men are accountable, and men have to hold women accountable. And when you hold,
I'm not all the way certain about nature. So on things like this, I ain't all the way going to agree or disagree with you, because I'm questioning, you know, in my own life about how I feel about the nature of people. So, but I want you to speak on how you feel. That's why I got you here.
Sure. The accountability aspect. Women are not going to be accountable for their actions. Okay. It's very rare. You know what I'm saying? And in a society, let's be honest, the black community is a matriarchy. It's led by the woman. The woman is the breadwinner in the household. That's why when the cops come to your door, they ask for your mom. Each demographic, they know how to go to their door and ask for the head of the household differently. They go to the white man's household, they ask for the father. They go to the black man's household, they ask for the mother. It's a matriarchy. And with that comes a lack of accountability as a whole. Because
I gotta look into that. That's
it's crazy,
fire
right?
shit. I wish I had a bar right now.
Yeah, like
I'm with you.
When you look at lack of accountability, whatever a man does, he has to be accountable for his action. Right. And when you selling drugs, you know what you're doing. That's your choice, but you know what you're doing. Now, it is an incentive for us to go to prison or for our own decisions. Right. The way we correct that is for us to correct our decision making, and we won't be in jail or in that position, period. You know what I'm saying?
And so we can do solutions now, and we'll skip around. Because I feel like prison reform is probably the best, because I feel like if prison isn't a thing to be glorified in the black community, if we don't glorify the things that send us to prison, and if the white community didn't make so much money off of prison, I think if those two things were adjusted, I think that's where we could start for moving us forward better. What solution do
the only thing that's been proven,
I want to get to something else.
The only thing that's been proven in history, across the board, across nations, across history, across decades, across countries, cultures, is family.
Okay.
Nuclear family. When the nuclear family comes back together, when the black man and the black woman can start having productive families like they used to. Even in Jim Crow, black people were morally better off. Like, we weren't incriminated the way we are now. Even though there was a lot of racism and barriers and shit like that, we were together and we were able to build. So they come together with the family. Like I said, it's only 6% poverty.
Right.
With two parent households, the economic base grows generation to generation. When you have a single parent home, you're just more prone to poverty.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Poverty causes crime. Poverty causes lack of self-esteem. Like, all that kind of shit. Like, you like 9 times as likely to have a teenage pregnancy. You're 9 times as likely to, I don't know the exact percentages, but like, you're more likely to be a teen mom. You're more likely to commit suicide. You're more likely to drop out of high school. You're more likely to be arrested before 18. All of those things coming out of single parent homes. You're more likely to be in poverty.
And so, I like what you're saying, and just because I know how we are, what I want to say for us real quick is that you're not bashing single mothers for being single mothers. You're saying that's not how life was designed to work.
No.
And that is 100% fact.
Yeah.
2 people wouldn't make a baby if one person was supposed to raise it.
Exactly.
It wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? Unless we penguins and the man's supposed to just go off, you feel me, go get the meat, journey back, and then switch roll or whatever the case.
No, this is not about single mothers. You know that.
I don't want you to be taken out of context because
they're gonna do it anyway, man.
Of course. But I think we got to get out of that as black people.
It's really just about men returning back home and men returning back to being the head of the community. That's it. And then that's what women want anyway.
And not toxic masculinity.
Well, I don't even know.
I'm being funny.
Okay.
Why don't we break down one time? Nah, not being funny. It's so much toxic shit that go on in the black community, period. There's so much toxic shit that's put on a pedestal that it's a whole nother episode, literally. You feel me? I don't even want to get too far into it. Man. Like, so, to put the button on that, what I want from black people is more stuff like this. Me and Cuz have disagreed probably 10 times just now. But it was civil. Not one voice raised, not one, you're a coon, you shouldn't be in the community. It's, we think differently, and that's okay.
And give people options and give them an alternative way of information being provided to them and let them choose.
Really being free instead of locked down to something. Like,
exactly. Like, don't be a slave to one party because you only have one option. You got to have another candidate so somebody can be removed as mayor. Right. If you only got one mayor, you're going to keep choosing the same motherfucker over and over. Right.
So. And that's why city elections are so much more hot, because it's a couple candidates that can happen. Right. But for the whole country, we still doing 2 people? That shit is ludicrous. Right. It's ludicrous. And so, we could talk about that all day long, and we might just put another episode together. But what I want to go back with, because we just got through probably 4 of the things, I guess the last thing we can kind of get into, Kanye, man. Okay. So, I want you to explain your last 2 years being a Kanye fan, right after I tell you what happened for me. Okay. When Kanye first, got to the MAGA thing, that was right around the Ye album, right? Yep. Ye is top 3 albums for me. It might be top 2. I love that album, like 100%. A lot of people hate it. A lot of people say it's trash. A lot of people say I'm crazy.
That's your opinion, man.
Right. But I'm just saying, that's just where I'm coming from, right? So I'm listening, and I'm confused the night Ye come out. I'm listening to this album like through the night, back to back, because it's 7 songs, right? And I'm like, he talking like this. He uplifting black people. He talking about what he wanted. He had a song for his daughter at the end, probably my favorite top 3 Kanye songs. And I'm like, but he wearing his MAGA hat and he, talking to Trump. That was the moment I stopped looking at Trump you know what I mean, as this entity, and I was like, damn, I forgot he a human. You know, and so I had to catch myself. You feel me? Like I had never bashed him crazy, but I definitely didn't agree with most of what he was doing, and a lot of that was because of the community not agreeing with what he was doing, and I'm always with the community. And so when I'm seeing Kanye do this, now my family is looking at me because I'm the Kanye fan. Every time this nigga do something with his violence, you know what I'm saying?
See your boy?
Yeah, you see what your boy done did. And I'm like, well, I'm like, one, he thinking for himself. He's always done that. Not being funny, I wouldn't be surprised if he only did it because people told him he shouldn't. At that time, that's what I was saying. You feel me? I'm like, but that's what happens when you try to control people.
Exactly.
When you try to control people, they're gonna get out of control. It's something like, I don't see why it's so hard to believe.
Freedom is important, man.
Exactly, man. Freedom of thought is most important but people don't know what that is anymore. Just to finish on the Kanye part, because like I said, I really want to get into how it's been for you. I'm telling people, yeah, he might have his MAGA hat on. He might be talking to Trump, but I know for a fact all he talk about is uplifting us and really uplifting people. Period. Kanye always, like, I like the fact that he nods to the black community as he should. He's black, but that's obvious. He brings together people, period. And I don't know why people hate that, but that's the problem. People hate that. Unity is the key across the board. You know what I'm saying? And so the way he brings people together, his ideas, that's where it all comes together. And so I told people, like, I think he's able to talk to Trump more. You know what I'm saying? He's closer because he's not treating him like he a demon. He's treating him like a person, and he just talking to him. Fast forward to now, we see what Kanye had did and what he been on. So I want you to, because we're going to talk about what he did after. I just want you to talk about, like, was it like that for you?
Yeah, I mean, the stuff that came out with Kanye, with Trump, man, I was definitely thinking the same way you were thinking. It was more of an emotional subject around circa 2017, and then things came full circle to me. I think Kanye kind of started to step out in 2018, but I started to look at how people reacted to it, and I said, all he's doing is wearing a "Make America Great Again" hat. I said, the man is literally wearing a hat. Right? Why is everybody so upset? You know what it is? Because this is gonna get your podcast in a lot of trouble.
Hey, listen, man. Again, disclaimer: I might not agree with this, so let's listen. Let's listen. Huh?
I'm gonna tell you how they view the black man. They view the black man as a pet in the yard or a pet on a leash, and the dog. As long as the dog is walking right next to you, he's okay. But as soon as the dog starts to sprout off,
you gotta call him back.
They got someone's collar. The liberal Caucasian is behind that. So the liberal
Caucasian,
the liberal black follows the liberal Caucasian. So whatever the liberal Caucasian says, wow, who is this little nigger? He's out of line. He's out of pocket. He's not supposed to say that. He's not supposed to agree with Donald Trump because we're liberal. We hate Donald Trump. You're supposed to. We have your black interests. We have your best interests at heart, black man. We're liberal, right? We're your friends. We listen to the same rap music you listen to. Donald Trump doesn't hang out at black parties, right?
Yeah, so Kanye, a record company
record company exec, all that, right?
Yeah, that's what's up.
Kanye said, "Hey, I'm gonna." He said, "Hey, I like Donald Trump." He had a relationship with Donald Trump prior to Donald Trump running for president.
Facts.
He knew a little bit about him as a person. And didn't hate him.
Who he is, right?
Right. We can't sit on the couch and look at somebody in a two-dimensional way and then try to assess him as a person and wonder why everybody doesn't hate him.
It's the same reason we all think celebrities sold their soul to get money. I'm gonna put that out there now and say, whether they might be in groups that force them to do weird things to keep their power, who knows?
Right.
But selling your soul for the fame, I'm just not into.
Right.
Because we work too hard as black people at our own thing.
Right.
And I also do know people do say, hey, let me fix that for you. Let me fund that for you. But just listen to me. You shouldn't speak on this because I'm your man though. I don't believe that, and I got money. My mans with money don't believe that. So you should just believe. And so I think that's definitely a thing.
Yeah, Kanye, he was thinking for himself. Right. He moved out of he started to have certain facts revealed to him about certain things, and I think that's right around the time he aligned with Candace Owens. And they both kind of came up together, and she, I don't know where they are together now, but the facts are the facts, right? The numbers are the numbers.
It's another volatile name in the
and Kanye was challenging the status quo as he's always done. Even when he came into the game, it was about fucking bitches and getting money and being a dope boy and shit. Kanye came in with polos and backpacks, man. A pink one, man. Kanye's always been a trendsetter, and people hate shit that they can't control, and they can't control him. And guess what? He's still a fucking billionaire.
Fact, because they think they got you in a box.
He hops out.
Yeah, and so that's the problem, though. People feel comfortable with you in a box. I think you just said that. Yeah. People feel comfortable when you're there because they know what to expect. They know what they think they know.
Right. They everybody's doing a blackout. You need to be doing a blackout. Well, Kanye may not. Everybody doesn't agree. He has a platform to where he can voice his own opinion, and he's gonna start to spark something in other people. To leave the Democratic Party and shit like that. And people hated that. That's what it was. You know what I'm saying? So it's about white liberal control, black liberal control. Right. The black man is at the bottom of all of that.
I got you. I 100% agree with that. And so, one thing here, I just want to tell everybody what Kanye did. Because I'm like, we just talked about what he did for a good 10 minutes. And I'm like, so next time, for future references, I'll do this first. But just so y'all know, I didn't save where the article is from, but he's giving money for the legal teams of Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, and George Floyd. It was $2 million total. One was a college fund to fully cover tuitions for Floyd's 6-year-old daughter. I'm trying to read it and say my whole thing. And then he covered other legal costs for the other families. He also donated to several black-owned businesses in Chicago and nationwide that got hit by the riots. And so,
see what I'm saying?
I feel, and that's also so two things. That's why I feel like he should have been doing his own thing, because when you think for yourself and you got your own money, he could have got butthurt and said, no, I ain't gonna do nothing for him because they don't expect me. They cancel me. I ain't gotta do nothing. Exactly. But he thinks for himself, so he gonna do it regardless because he wants to.
Because he's coming from a place of love, man. Like at the end of the day, the people on the deep left, super liberal, super Luciferian end, that's what I call them. That end of the spectrum, you can never appease them. That's the online. That's the pro-black, the pro-woke, I'm so woke movement that talks a lot of shit on the internet. Everybody has a fucking very low level opinion, but these people are not practical and doing shit for people. Okay, so Kanye is a person who has a lot of resources. He's the person that's out here helping these people out. All y'all niggas on the internet posting, talking about fuck whitey this and fuck whitey that. All that's cool. Okay, what the fuck are you gonna do? Let me ask, and I ask any random nigga this: when's the last time you talked to your son to make sure he had lunch money for school this week? Most niggas can't say that, but they sit on the internet all day bashing Trump, bashing bashing white people, all that. They're
pretending to be concerned about the macro issues when they're not even dealing with the micro issues in the home.
Issues that's gonna actually change shit.
Facts. And so I can't say I do know good, black fathers and good black families, but I 100% agree that we need more of that across the board. I do think it should be a first idea in the black community to make these relationships work. I know people say, for whatever reason, and back in the day, grandma took stuff that, people wouldn't take or grandpa did whatever. Okay, but however we gotta make this healthy, relationship thing work, I think that's, like you said, most important, because,
that's your foundation. That's your salute. Anything else you do is trying to build it. It's trying to plant a tree from a branch. You gotta plant a tree from roots.
Right. And so good.
Yeah, you can't plant a tree from a branch. So a protest, a foundation, all of those things are great. They're theories. They sound great. The root problem is very simple. Yeah. Is that we don't have intact communities. We don't have a culture. And we don't have family.
That's what I was about to say. It's kind of like I don't even want to call it a theme in the community, but something like that it's okay to split up before the baby even get here. Now I've seen that way more. I do got one couple that got married from high school, right when they had their kids, and kind of did the right way pretty much. Shout out Rob and Helene. Them my people, and I was the best man in their wedding. So I do know young black love from high school it can happen. It can work.
My little brother and his wife married
Oh, word.
Got 2 kids and they've been married for a while. And they, I mean, it makes life exponentially easier. Men and women are put here on earth to be together at the end of the day.
Right.
To raise kids, to have kids. It's a praying mantis mentality that goes on. The seed of the man is wanted, but the man himself is not wanted because when the man is there, there comes stipulations. There comes accountability stipulations, and you have to be under the rule of a man. A lot of women don't want to be under the rule of a man. And a lot of men don't want to be fathers. You know what I'm saying?
I 100% agree. And I want a woman, black woman, and a liberal black woman to come on and argue these points. You know what I mean? I don't want this to be an echo chamber. But what you said was true. That's why I want somebody else to come on, because I'm like, I agree with much of what you're saying.
Right.
Like, we got, the 2 parents, but when we raise that kid, we want them to get to do the same thing again. You know what I mean? We don't it was something I was about to say, but I think I kind of lost it. So what was you getting into? So
no. I'm just saying it's a praying mantis mentality, man.
Right.
Like, it's glorified.
I got it.
It's glorified for the man not to be around.
Right.
That's for a multitude of reasons. The true problem is a lot of men are bad. There's a lot of beta weak men out here that are letting the women run the community.
Right.
Waiting on you. The woman is the liberal black woman is waiting on you to come back and take control of your community so that she can have all of that pressure released off of her, because she's not happy. She doesn't. And I'm speaking in general. I use a metaphor as her, right? So like, not all, but like for the most part, and they're not happy. They're not built to have that pressure to have a family and all of that. What they like is the attention that comes along with it.
You're a strong single black woman. You're a strong black woman, and so that's what it's funny because both the points I forgot coming together right here. The praying mantis mentality, is that what you call it? Did you get that from somewhere?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I'm like, we gotta you gotta put me up to that, because I 100% agree with that, just because you've seen it. Like I said, like you said, girls already want to be independent before they even give it a try, right? And also, I've seen men try, but also these are men who are flawed because they're men, right? Humans, that's what I'm saying. Right. So they're human just like the woman is. That's what I'm saying. These are 2 flawed people who the woman has all the control over the child and what's going on with the child. So I've seen women tell the man off top, you ain't gonna see him. You ain't gonna see the kid.
And damaging the child.
And so
fucked up kid that's gonna fuck with my kid and further the fucking problem in the community.
Yeah. And you also, I've seen the men, I'm saying, pushed away before they even can get their stuff together.
It takes time for men to mature, and especially black men, because black men are behind the 8 ball, because black men don't come from 2-parent homes. Right. So black men don't really out of the gate understand how to directly deal in a household and raise a family. So it takes a black man a while. He might be 30 years old or 35 years old before the shit start to click. And that's a shame, but it's the reality of the black man's reality. Because,
and if you love the black man, you would walk with him. If you love him enough to make a baby and y'all thought y'all was about to do that once.
Now, if a nigga ain't trying to make I hold men to the highest standard. Like, if a man ain't trying to make his life better, no. But why would you have sex with him if that's the case? Like, he's not trying to make his life better, and why would you get angry and use your child as a chess piece against him to make his life better?
And you know what? We wonder why, and I'm this is almost an epiphany, but it ain't, because it ain't that big. Right. But I would wonder if that's because, say what you said again, so I can get exactly what
I was just saying, like, using your child as a chess piece. Like, why would you have a kid if you don't want them?
Oh, you said why would you have sex with them? That's all I'm about to say. Right. So I have a lot of platonic female friendships. Sure. For people who ain't, you know what I'm saying, into literature. Platonic is just we ain't fucked. We ain't never did nothing like that. Right. We're just cool. But I have seen the way that they deal with males, and it's almost like I hate him, but that's the dude I know she about to go for. And then she gonna tell me how she mad about how she can't change him. Well, newsflash, I told you the nigga, like you know what I'm saying? I seen how the nigga was. I tried to holler at you.
Hate is not the opposite of love. Indifference is. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like hate is
love and hate are related.
They're the same shit.
They're the same coin. Yeah, heads tails type shit. No, 100%. Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's a. Do we got anything else? Because I think that's a great button to put on it. Because when I listen to this and run it back, it's so many things that got to be on the next one.
Yeah.
Like from this one, anything else you got, cuz?
Yeah, I don't want nobody being offended by what I say, but I'm put on this earth to tell the truth.
100%.
Tell the truth. You know, I think everybody gonna be happier once that pressure is removed of people trying to be the hero or have the vision of the anointed that they're gonna change the world. First thing you do is change yourself.
Facts.
Make sure that if you take care of yourself, if it's just you by yourself, you make sure you paying your bills on time and you get through your struggles and then you make the right decisions. That's when change starts. Change don't start from ideas and people thinking that they're going to change the world off of anything in particular.
Yeah, because I ain't trying to get too far, but I agree.
There's a vision of the anointed that people have. They want to be the ones who are going to make the societal change. And take
I wanted to be the one, so I'm gonna take accountability. I'm gonna say I've been there 100%. That's also what hurts you about the world. Once you see that it don't change like that,
the world does not change.
It don't change. It just it spin. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's a young person's thing. That's what happened to me in the early 20s. You have that. I had that. So I'm empathetic to that. But I want people to know that the real solution is right inside of us, man. Like. And it's a return back to the natural order of things, and that's my perspective. Now,
I like that.
People might not agree. We can have a conversation,
and that's fine. Please have a conversation. Would you like to get them your socials before I say this last thing?
Yeah, Trav Marquee, Instagram, Trav Marquee. I don't have Twitter.
Okay.
Apple Music.
Gotcha. Right. Yeah. Please go stream. Go stream.
Spotify.
100%. And I agree with a lot. Disagree with some. We still family and friends at the end of the day. So I want y'all to take this conversation and learn from it, And I'm not saying that in a a pompous way. I'm saying it, on some real shit that I want us as black people to come together because we think for ourselves and not just because we think the same thing.
Hey man, thank you for listening. It's creator, producer, whatever you want to call it, of the show, Kayvon Harris, aka Juice. I really appreciate y'all for being here with us today. I cut the end of the episode off by mistake where we had did our sign-offs. So, one more time I want to say thank you to my cousin Trav Marquee for coming out, man, and can't wait to do it again. And again, if anybody would like to come on and rebuttal, have a conversation, that's what we all about. That's what we're here for. Please contact me. The information will be in the description. Peace, Black Power. I love y'all. Don't shake nobody's hands unless you love them.